Hello, everybody. Today is a very kind of an important subject. Um, a couple of weeks ago, Alan Moore said something about the comic book industry, and now recently, people call him the founder, or not the founder, the father of comic books. Stan Lee said something very important about the comic book industry as a whole today. Now, what he said was that when he wrote comic books, he tried to write them so that they could have a complete story, and it would be easier for someone who's new to comics to come in and read. But now, today, if you try to get somebody into comics, it's gonna be hard for them to get into comics because it's so much stuff going on. There's like 6 Spider-Man books, there's like 6 Batman books, and there's all this stuff going on, and it's really hard for new fans to get into comics. A friend of mine, I recently got him into comics, and he's still confused. He asks me a lot of questions, and I've been reading comics for years and years and years, but if I wasn't, I would be confused as hell as to where to start because the industry, it is very hard to get into. Like Alan Moore said, the creator of Watchmen and V for Vendetta and all those great books. He said that the comic book industry hasn't come up with anything original in a long time, and it's pathetic. And I read that and I went, you know what? He's got a point because now, and especially in the mainstream, they're talking about the mainstream, Marvel and DC. I mean, you got events like Dark Reign and Blackest Night. Now, Blackest Night, I believe, after the upcoming issue, is supposed to just go back into the regular books. Now, if you don't read comics regularly, you're gonna be confused because you're gonna be looking for the mini. You're gonna be like, "Where's Blackest Night?" But if you read Green Lantern, you know where to pick up. But if not, you're gonna be confused where to start. Where do I continue the story? Because not everybody reads Teen Titans, and not everybody reads Justice League. Not everybody reads Superman and Batman regularly, like us, the hardcore fans, do. And Alan Moore even said that the Blackest Night event is something that he came up with. Not, I don't think directly came up with, but it was a story he said that he had did, and that the Blackest Night event is kind of based off that. Now, I went on the website and I looked it up, and and I kind of went, yeah, it's kind of true. It's kind of true. And Alan Moore has said stuff about many things that is true about the comic book industry, and that really a lot of it is just really confusing. It is just it's written for the fanboys who read it regularly, and I have to agree with that because there are so many other good comic books out there besides Marvel and DC titles. You got, man, there's so many I can just name that's not part of the mainstream. And if people would just give those books a chance instead of just always reading Marvel and DC titles, then maybe we can get more of a variety and get more people into comics, because not everybody likes Batman and Superman and Spider-Man and Wolverine and stuff like that. Not everybody likes that. Not everybody grew up reading comics. And if you want to get somebody into comics, why not start them off with something else besides that, And I was gonna do a segment on this a few weeks ago, but I decided to wait it out and just see, just see what happens. But Stan Lee said something too, and it's like, you know what? It is true what they're saying. These guys, they've been in it. These guys, Stan Lee, Alan Moore, these guys, they helped the industry become what it is today. If it wasn't for Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Alan Moore, Frank Miller, and all these other guys, the comic book industry wouldn't be what it is today, because comics back then, they were really written for kids, and now you really can't show a kid, like if you want to get a kid into comics, you really can't show them that, because a lot of it is violent and it's bloody and it's gory, and you really can't get a kid into that. So it's like, you gotta wait till they get a little older, and then you can show them, the stuff that's going on. Even then, they might be turned off by it because they just want to read something different. Like with manga and anime, there's so much manga and anime, but they're different stories. They have nothing to do with each other. They're just different series. And I would like it if comic books were like that. That would be a lot more. I think that the industry would prosper more from that. So that's just my thoughts on it. I have to agree with these guys. Stan Lee, Alan Moore, what they said about the industry, I have to agree with them. And I do think that these big events like Blackest Night and Dark Reign, as much as they're cool and stuff like that, and I read them, and I enjoy some aspects of them, but they really shouldn't run the industry. There's just too much things. There's just too much other ideas out there that can be explored, and they're really being ignored. Like Image stuff, Top Cow stuff, Dark Horse stuff, IDW stuff. I mean, what about those guys? They don't really get any recognition, and I think they should. So you guys give me your thoughts, your comments. I have a blog up now. I'm gonna post it up in the link bar. Just give me your thoughts on this subject. What do you guys think? All right, take it easy. I'm out.